Hello and welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. We are playing against, firstly Super Bowl Sunday, and we are in the casual lobby, jtechie.net. I'm going to keep this hand. And we're playing against Argus Security, which is an ability that I think is pretty bad nowadays with things like Aaron Moran. It just entirely turns us off, which is kind of unfortunate. So we're playing a mill deck. This used to be our Laramie Fist deck, but we've recently rebranded and made it to Leela, which I think is going to be 100% better. I'm going to assume this is a prize sec, but we're not actually going to be running this game, so let's see what we can do. We're going to draw into some cards here. We can chain that into another Fisk, which is really good. Hacktivist is awesome because it makes Jackson Howard a bunch worse, and this is not a deck that's going to spam assets, but it makes a lot of those a lot worse. So we're going to play that down. I think next turn we're going to Fisk again, so let's just play the current and click for a credit. We want to draw our Aaron Moran as soon as possible because it makes it so much harder to tag, and we also want our gang signs as soon as possible. The problem with gang signs is it's pretty bad against this deck unless you have Aaron Moran on the table, because you can be accessing snares, you can be accessing agendas, and a lot of stuff like that, and that's never going to be good. The other current we're running is unscheduled maintenance, which stops them from running a lot of ice, and if they draw ice, they have to throw it out. And if they don't ice this is free bank job, and that's good for us too. I don't even know if we have to run any of this stuff. Like, I'd rather just flood them up and see how things go. A lot of times Argus doesn't run 3 Jackson Howards, which is kind of a bummer, so for them at least. Let's keep drawing. No Aaron Moran just yet. If they score, an agenda will bounce and then go straight for Siphon, so let's get this down. Run server 1. Make some money here. I don't actually think we have to access. So let's do run ability, take 8 credits off the bank job. So now we're not worried about hard-hitting news or anything like that. And we still have Sneak Door Beta. I'm not convinced this card's that good, so maybe we want to draw and throw out 2 cards. But also seems rough. If they score an agenda right now, like, they can score a hostile takeover and remove our current, so maybe it's good to have another one. Let's just play a blitz slow and get a Sneak Door maybe next turn. We want Aaron as soon as possible. And also it'd be probably pretty good to what else do we want? Oh, dang, I totally forgot what I was going to say, but that's fine. I think we're in an okay spot. They have 35 cards left in our deck. We could also draw Deja Vu, and every Deja Vu means another Fisk Seminar. I also want Drug Dealer, and we haven't found that just yet. The fact that they're flooding up means that multiple of these could be agendas, and I could expect Profiteering. And I think we could probably run one of these. Like, it's not that bad. The worst card that we're scared of is Zealous Judge. Or is it Overzealous Judge? I think it's just Zealous Judge. But again, if they res that before they trash the thing, they're going to wreck a card from their hand. The problem about this deck is if they throw a bunch of agendas in archives and you can't win all in one run, that's like a bunch of meat damage and tags, so this might not be great. Drop, another bank job's good. I think we want to check one of these. Let's check server 2. And if this is an agenda, we'll bounce the other one, and that's kind of the best thing we can do. Wow, we paid 5 for that. Not so much of a big deal because we're going to get more money off of this. And if they want to play the Econ War, go for it. Score this agenda, we'll bounce HQ, and we'll siphon you. Run ability, take 8. Let's go. I think Bank Job's really good in this matchup, considering that if they are flooded, they're going to be installing naked assets and naked agendas and stuff like that. So that's not going to be too good. Alright, they're clinging for credits. This gives us even more time to maybe keep investing in them. Invest as heavily as possible. And we are up money, and we're not even running Temujin in this deck, considering that without breakers, it's unlikely we're going to run. Another Siphon. We could, in theory, inside job, get an agenda, bounce this Siphon, but then we don't have enough clicks to remove tags. So I want to find Aaron Moran as much as possible. This is dead. Oh, wow. Wait, we're running 3 of these? For real? Who built this deck? Keep drawing. Drive-by is really good. Drive-by is super good in this matchup. And I think we're going to get rid of a 3rd Siphon because it seems like a lot of Siphons. Oh, keep getting rid of this stuff. Let's get rid of this other Hacktivist. I don't know how good that is in this matchup. If you're playing an asset spam, it's super good. Unless you're playing Industrial Genomics, which is really bad. Again, if they score this, it's going to be Siphon Town. But they're restructuring up. I think this drive-by is going to do a lot of work. And that's one of the best things is if you flood them, one of these cards might be a Jackson, and if you can drive by them, you're in a good spot. Another good counter is playing Councilman and then running Archives. But they're going to Friends in High Places. And we might know the cards they install, maybe they don't. Another Piece of Ice is pretty good. I guess Friends in High Places is a really just natural counter to this. And 2 Prize X, I'm assuming, on R&D, so we're just not going to run. Drawn up, another drive, so let's just drive by this. It was a commercials banker group. That's pretty good. And I think we can just click for a credit. They're probably going to score next turn. That's why they have 2 pieces of ice, so that we can't bounce one and siphon. I forget how many sneak doors we have, but that's probably valuable. We'll draw. Gang sign. That's good. That's good. The thing is that we can't take a tag on their turn unless they have no clicks left, so maybe it's not amazing. We'll see. This deck runs a lot of small agendas. They installed over server 3 and advance, just single advance, double advance, score, current is offline, we get to bounce a card. I don't know if we want to bounce ice, it doesn't matter. I'd rather bounce these cards just because we don't know what they are. And the current is off, but that gives us some breathing room, so let's draw. Another Fisk is great, so let's drive this by. It was a Zealous Judge, that's really good, because now Gang Sign isn't that scary. Because if they score, we access without Judge. It's not that big of a problem. They only have 31 cards left in their deck. Let's see what we can do here. Advance, advance. There's the Jackson. Oh, we missed that guy. And so Fisking into Jackson's not so good, so I think we want to run this first click. And they're just going to use it right away, so even better for us. Alright, so what? We've played 2 Fisks. We have a 3rd Fisk, 3 Deja Vus. And we're playing no Levy, so in theory we can play Fisk 4 more times. This deck also might be playing Arc Lockdown. Restructure, Friends in High Places, and 1 card from R&D. Okay, so let's keep drawing up. Enjoy that. We can drive by this, and I think that's worth doing. It was a melange, so happy about that. And we'll play another Gang Sign. They're playing Stairs. This could be a lethal mistake. I don't think this is good. But we'll see. They're going to have to throw out a lot of cards. If we were playing Employee Strike, we could Employee Strike run Archives, but we're not, so... Let's see how things go. I think we just want to draw up. Like, what are we looking for right now? Deja Vu? I think Deja Vu is good. Another Jackson Howard. They're going to use it immediately as well. So 2 Jacksons already out of the game. 30 cards. Going to be 31 cards in R&D. Don't know what this is. But we're probably going to bank job it. So let's draw. That's good. So let's run server 8. We should have drawn again because we were going to. Let's do the run ability. Take 8. And draw one more time. Okay. So we have 3 Deja Vus in our deck that we want. The really cool thing though, maybe we shouldn't have thrown a Siphon, is that if they score an agenda, we bounce this. We Gang Sign and get another agenda, maybe bounce this one, and then we can go straight into Siphon. I think the best card we have right now is Aaron Moran. Friends in High Places is coming out, and that's a Zealous Judge in server 10, so we're probably going to run and trash that. I don't see why we wouldn't. And a Commercials Banker group, so I think we're going to trash both of those. In theory, we can draw, run, play easy mark, so let's try that. Deja Vu is good too, but I think we want to trash both of these. We for sure want to trash Zealous Judge, there's no question about that. They might rise like a hostile infrastructure here if they're really trying to ping us. And then, I don't know if the money matters so much, because if we're not accessing agendas on their turn, on our turn, like, mid-seasons doesn't do anything. Like, Gang Sign gets around mid-seasons. So let's run server 10. They could hard-hitting news us and make us waste a lot of money, but who cares? I think we'll just lose to this. Let's see what happens if we give them the money. It's trash Zealous Judge only for, what, 1 credit? Because we have bad pub? And then I think we're going to ease... We can also trash... We've already ran. Let's just trash this. We trash this for 1 as well. So trash that. And then we're just going to easy mark up. The other option is to Deja Vu into... This probably is an agenda. We can also Deja Vu into... I'd rather have money. But we can Deja Vu into... what's it called? Fisk Investment and keep them drawing. I'm imagining they're going to score here. Where's that Aaron Moran? We have 2 of them, so we have a 1 in 10 chance basically of finding it. And they're icing up that server, so maybe they'll start advancing. There's a chance it's a hostile. I mean, not a hostile, like a government takeover. That seems unlikely. Okay, so first we're going to do Leela. Oh shit, no, we picked the wrong order. Wrong order. Gang Sign first. So first we're going to Gang Sign. Card from hand. Got a snare. They can fire that, that's fine. If they have another snare, we lose. So this is why we need, what's his name? Card from hand. Consulting visit. Okay. Uh, can you bounce outermost HQ? All right. So we need Aaron Moran. We have a tag. Too bad, pub. So let's draw up. We lost our deja vu, but we have another one here. So I'm gonna do draw, remove tag, deja vu, draw. Yeah, that seems good. Remove tag, deja vu for Fisk. And then next turn we'll go. Oh, one snare is out of the game. So that's pretty good. They're really trying to kill us. So it shouldn't be a surprise with Argus, right? And hopefully we find Aaron Moran here. I don't think his deck doesn't look like he can possibly score out to 5. I mean to 7. It could be right here, right? Let's see. Let's make him draw a bunch. Aaron Moran, where you at? Bud, where you at? We need you. We could, in theory, inside job HQ. Like, play this inside job HQ, but then we can be mid-seasons. Its money differential doesn't line up, but I don't mind. Like, if this is an Atlas, it's only on 4 points, so we got a bit to go. We really need Aaron Moran. Same old thing is not so good. Same old thing is drive-by, which is kind of nice. I think we're just going to keep drawing. Aaron Moran, bud, where you at? HQ interface makes it easier for us to die to snare, but like, live dangerously. I don't think we need these these power shutdowns. Because they can't really res out a turn. Unless, well, they could, but I don't think their deck is going to. They're not scoring. This could be an advance. Another card in the server, friends in high places, one more time. This card, huh? One influence, this card. And that is going to bring back what I imagine is the Zealous. Yeah, the Zealous Judge in server 13. And probably the commercials. And it's commercials as well. So that's nice and good. So we can draw up once. We're out of bank jobs, right? So we can also like same old thing for that current, but they could score here. So that's not so good. So let's run server 13. Trash this for free. Trash this for free. And then I think we're just gonna keep drawing. There's a Temujin. I don't know how much money's gonna matter. I also don't know how good these same old things are. Again, if they score this turn, we can go straight to Siphon Town. Man, 2 Aarons in the bottom 6. It's bottom 12. 1 in 6 chance of drawing Aaron. I'm gonna go ahead and check if we actually put Aaron in this deck. It'd be stupid if we didn't. 100% we did. Once we have Aaron, like, it's really hard for us to lose, I think. Because then we can run our, like, just sneak door into HQ, see 2 cards, bounce some stuff. So advance. Same old thing might be for Deja Vu to keep fisking. Like, as clumsily inefficient as that is, that might be the best thing we can do here. And they're not doing that. What's going on here? They're not... What? So I think we could just inside job into HQ. Maybe bounce this. I think that sounds good. If we draw, we can draw Aaron. Yes, my bud. Now we're so good to go. So let's inside job into HQ. In theory, I think they should res at this point. I'm imagining this deck runs archers, but again, we're not running any programs besides Sneak Door Beta, so this might be okay. And we'll see 2 cards. Again, we'll just always take the tag because we can remove it and draw cards, and then we'll bounce this. Some other goddess. So it doesn't matter. Sneak Door Beta will get around this. 2 cards. Consulting Visit. Snare. Fuck. Please don't lose our Sneak Door. Yeah, it's our last Sneak Door. If we lose that, we have to Deja Vu for a Sneak Door. Yep. We lost that. So we have no choice but to remove a tag. If this is that 3-1 posted bounty, we lose right here. They're probably running Consulting Visit into Boom, something like that. Advance. Score. What do you got? So that's a high-risk investment. So we gotta choose the order here. I think we're gonna get Aaron Moran first. Then we'll gang size. If we hit a snare, we lose, but we already got 1 snare out of the game. We gotta do it. Photo Intimidation. That's good. Project Atlas, Steal. So we'll take 1 tag. Now we have to do gang sign again, right? So Aaron Moran. Choose an unres ice to return to R&D, so we'll return this ice. Then we do gang sign again. 2 cards from hand. Voter intimidation. Okay, so now voter intimidation get rid of Aaron Moran. And a vanilla. And select an unres card to return to R&D. So we will return this fella. And then we'll obviously draw. And they can voter intimidate us here, so maybe we just keep drawing. 3. Yeah, because we got another one. 2. Alright. Alright. Okay. Vote us up. Intimidate us. Intimidate us. We have another Aaron. That's fine. They can trash us all they want. And there are at 5 points, so we have to, in theory, run every face-down card. And this is going to be difficult. We're not running Levy, and we probably should be, considering how fast we actually go through our deck. And we never got a drug dealer either. That helps us get through our deck as fast as possible. So they use high risk to get 12. Makes sense. Really does. I think we can just now. It's a shame we can't deal with that. We're running no breakers and lost both our sneak doors. This is why you run Levy. This deck isn't yet. But we put this down in archives. We could run and maybe get an agenda in archives. Like, what's the chance they tossed an agenda? So let's put this in archives. Let's just get money up so that we're not scared of running anymore. So we got an Oaktown. So yeah, we called that right. So let's Leela this. If we Leela this, they can reposition it, which is not good. So I'm more tempted to Leela that. Let's take 1 tag. So let's run archives again. What else do they throw out? And we can run one more time into archives. So now we can't really be punished for credit differential. And we obviously just Aaron up to get rid of a tag here. And the same old thing, in theory, could be same old thing Deja Vu for Fisk, or same old thing Deja Vu for Sneak Door Betas, probably better. And as clumsy again as that is, they're icing up archives. Voter intimidation, so I think we bet 2, whatever. Oh, they bet 1, so they're going to trash Aaron. That's fine. We have another one, right? The thing is that we same old thing, Deja Vu, Aaron, hee hee. Oh, they're going to be upset real soon. This same old thing also could be an inside job, which might be enough to close the game off. How many Deja Vus do we have left? We have 1 Deja Vu left, which we kind of want. So let's draw up. Drug Dealer's going to be, like, we don't have enough cards to install Drug Dealer and feel okay with it. Because we're just going to be at a point where we're paying credits to draw nothing. So let's draw again. That's fine. So let's just play Aaron Moran so they don't feel good. And then we'll play this, so they're going to install 1 ice. So if they want to build a scoring server, it's going to take a couple turns. Just because we can always inside job it. And they spam the chat. We played around that. You never play 1 Aaron. Why? He's so good. You want to draw him. So why not play 2? He's so well targeted by like all this hateful stuff. Again, if we had a Levy, we'd be in such a good spot. So they're icing archives, which makes sense, considering they assume we have Sneak Door. And their hand is just going to be flooding more and more and more. At some point, we're going to run out of cards, but at another point, we can probably just play Heady Shard and win. I don't think I want to play same old thing just because I'm worried about, do we want a Deja Vu for, what else can we Deja Vu for? If we Deja Vu for, this is interesting, let me move my face. If we Deja Vu for Fisk, they'll draw up 3 more cards, and so that our gang sign will be better. The only other options is we could Deja Vu for our Sneak Door, which is not so good with this, but maybe it is good as soon as we bounce this. But we can always same old thing for Deja Vu, so I'm going to Deja Vu for the Fisk, I think. So they're going to be drawing 3 more cards. A lot of these cards are garbage, considering we've drawn all our deck, and as soon as we play Fisk, we're going to draw more of our deck. So let's get rid of that. They have to play pretty slowly here. Pretty slowly. And you'd argue that it'd be so easy to put 1 breaker in this and then, you know, win. But not going to. Friends in High Places is coming back. And we know what they install, so it's really not that difficult to deal with. So that's a Zealous Judge. Great. I don't think we want to run that or inside job it just because they can res. The problem is as soon as we get a tag by accessing, they can res this and kill us with Aaron Moran. So we do 100% have to get that. And that is the second, no, that's only one of 2 Friends in High Places, and this is a Commercials Bankers Group. So if we Fisk, we're not going to have a lot of money, right? Like, what's our last draw? Our last draw is another Temujin. Well, how many drive-bys do we have? Well, we played 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have no more drive-bys. Man, we need a Levy. If we were a Levy, we would be in a really good spot. So like our options are we could just let them have this, then Fisk, and even just wait a couple turns and then same old thing, inside job into HQ and maybe win there. As soon as they res this, we're in a bad spot. So I think we just want to play the defensive route and just flood them up and then maybe also one with Hades Shard. Yeah, let's let them drop. Oh, we have another inside job. That's really good. So in theory, we can put this on this server and then run a bunch of times. So we'll basically get 4, and we can't trash that though, right? That's the problem. So I think we're just going to click for credits. Because eventually they're going to flood up, and this only matters if they can't kill us. We are drawing them into more snares though, so hopefully they discard and we Hades Shard, and if they don't, we just like inside job this twice. And if they're putting a zealous voters here, like sorry, a judge here, it's going to be harder for them to score. So I'm not that tempted to run. I'm just going to click for credits. Next turn, in theory, we can trash this. We'll see if it matters. 16 cards left in R&D. No more Jacksons. So let's see how things go. Another card in server 17. That might be worth checking because if it is a 3-2, we lose. And they're playing Friends in High Places. So 2 more cards coming out. This is going to be close. This is going to actually be pretty dicey. And it's an ice. It's a vanilla from Archives. So that ice is good enough. And a melange. So what's the chance? If this is an Atlas, we lose. If it's a 3-1, we don't lose. But if it's an Atlas, we lose. And we're going to have so much money that if we do run, and this isn't the Atlas, we're going to lose anyways. And it looks like they're preparing for a long game. But that might actually be like a really good plan, is pretend that this is a long game. Like, res all this stuff, so it looks like, oh, this is an agenda and you have to deal with this, and then we have to run that. But the thing is, if we do run this, they're going to hard-hitting news us, right? And that's not that big of a deal. It really, oh, I guess it is with Zealous Judge. Because then we have to clear tags and get rid of that. So we can actually run. And I don't want to Hail Mary just yet. I think we're going to wait one more turn. If that is an Atlas, well played. But I don't think there's much for us to do. Let's see. I think they're going to Melange next turn, and that's a really slow play, and it's going to make their HQ flood. Holding your levy, grr. Okay. Just commercials, that's fine. That's fine. They're just going to draw up, and as more they draw, the better it is for us. As soon as they put a card on the table, though, we have to deal with it. And another card in that remote, and we know 100% that's not an agenda because it's on top of a Melange. So again, best thing to do is just think for a while, just so it looks like we're considering getting into that remote and they don't know about it. Like, I think sometimes it is good to take, like, particularly think in points where you don't have to think in Netrunner. And we will just probably click for credits. 14 cards left. We've seen 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 11 agenda points probably left in this deck. And they're running 3-pointers. So, like, one good access will do it for us. So I think we're just going to click for credits. And who cares they have all this money? There's like very few ways that they can interact with us without us running. I think the only way is that that one with the teddy bear on it. Again, another card on top of Melange, so I'm assuming it's Prisec into like Mumbad Virtual Tour into a bunch of other stuff, so I'm not in a rush. Like that server's nothing. Uh-oh. To install a card into server 18. So now it's something. So install a card in server 18. Trashed the card and everything. So we don't actually know which card they trashed. Hey, did you trash the Melange? It's hard to tell on JNet. And that's something in real life that we should be able to know, because we know where the Melange is. Maybe. No, you have to tell. Melange was trashed. Okay, so this is probably the game. 100%? Okay. So this could be a 3-2 agenda, which could be the game. So I'm thinking what we want to do is if we put this on the table, thank you. So if we put this on the table, we can't lose it to snare. And we'd have to hit 2 snares, is going to kill us no matter what. So we put this on the table. We inside job this. We're probably going to take 1 meat damage. So what do we want to inside job first? Actually, we probably don't have to put this on the table because the chance of them throwing out 1 agenda is pretty low. So thinking. So if we inside job this, we're going to see 2 cards. So we have a chance of getting an agenda. Obviously. We can inside job this, which has a higher chance of being an agenda. But we'll probably take a meat damage or a tag. Your deck breakerless? Who knows? And if we get one here first, we can bounce this so that we don't have to inside job that server. And then we can inside job this one twice. So I'm going to inside job HQ. We'll see how things go. So the inside giant cube, they're yelling no. I don't know. Oh man, my face is in front of all this stuff. So sorry. There's 3 ice in that remote. Oops. That's bad radio. Card from hand. Consulting visit. Card from hand. Global Food Initiative. Good. So we are going to take... What are we going to do? Huh. So we're going to take Aaron Moran for sure. Now we can bounce with Leela. Thinking. So which card in that server is the new melange? Because we should know which one of these they installed over the melange, and it's hard to tell in Chiteki.net. Like it's one of these 2 ones. It's the newest one. You have to. You can't shuffle card order. So like it has to be very clear and obvious which one it is. So far right, okay. So this one is the one that is probably the agenda. So we're gonna leave it there. So we're gonna bounce an upgrade. Let's bounce that one. And we'll take a tag. Which doesn't matter. Ah, shit, right? And now we can inside job this server. Oops. Wrong card. So let's inside job server 18. Ah, shit, let me swap it to be correct. No, it's fine. Okay, seems good. So let's access this. This could be a snare, which is really bad. It's a zealous judge. Oh, shit. And then we have to access everything, and that is a Mumbed virtual tour. So we're gonna Aaron up. They didn't res their zealous in time. And we probably have one more turn to live, which is going to involve same old thing, inside job HQ again. I don't want to play this because it'll be losing to best defense, and this deck is probably running best defense. The fact that it's running consulting visit means for sure they're running best defense, I think. So I'm just going to click for credits, and they might throw the book at us right now. Like they can mid-season us, and we might just lose right now. We maybe just lose right now. We'll see. So install. That's a good start. Install. Okay, credit. So we're gonna inside job HQ for sure. And if we do that, we showed them the same old thing, right? So they don't know. So I'm gonna inside job HQ. See 2 cards, have a chance of bouncing or have a chance of winning. If that doesn't work, we'll just Hades shard for 1 or just charge this remote. Like there's not much else we can do here. So inside job HQ. We only need a 1-pointer, and there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 agendas here. Card from hand. Global food. Yes! Take a tag. We did it! Good game. Alright. So I think we pulled it off. Somewhat elegantly. Not entirely. If we had Levy, we'd be in so much a better place. Thanks so much for the game. Don't know exactly what they were trying to do. I imagine they're making a credit differential and then just trying to consult us into hard-hitting news or mid-seasons or something pretty bad. The cool thing about Gang Sign is that if you read mid-season, it says only played if the runner stole agenda on their last turn. So Gang Sign gets around mid-seasons, which is pretty cool. That turn we could have lost some snare and HQ, 100%, but there was 1 in here, so we had to play to our outs. We could also inside job this server, but I was thinking that they probably weren't to go for that, considering that we accidentally played the same old thing last turn, and they saw that we had an inside job, or same old thing. So I don't know. Maybe that they did a double bluff. Anyways, thanks so much for watching in. This is a breakerless mill kind of deck, and I think it needs some work, but it's pretty fun in certain matchups. Thanks for watching. Ciao.